After 20 years as a heart surgeon, something changed. I started seeing the same patterns in myself that I'd been treating in my senior patients for 2 decades. The heavy legs at the end of the day, the cold feet at night no matter how warm the room, the morning fatigue that wouldn't lift. So I did something that most doctors are uncomfortable doing. I experimented on myself. I took the simplest, most overlooked habit in medicine, drinking water, and I started testing what happens when you add specific compounds to it, and what I discovered changed how I now talk to every patient over 60 in my practice. Here's the truth almost nobody tells you. After the age of 60, your body's reaction to plain water becomes weaker. Not because water is bad, water is essential, but plain water alone does not solve the actual problem facing your circulation. It hydrates you. It does not open your vessels. And after 60, the real silent killer is not dehydration. It is vascular stiffness. The arteries that used to flex and pump now resist. The capillaries that delivered oxygen to your hands and feet are narrower than they were at 40. Your blood is still flowing. It is just flowing through pipes that have lost their stretch. And no amount of plain water fixes that. I'm Dr. Okoro. I'm a heart surgeon. I have spent 2 decades opening arteries that were too clogged to do their job. And I'll tell you something I don't say often. Most of the people I operate on did not need to be there. If they had known 20 years earlier what to put in their water, many of them would have walked past my operating room entirely. Today I'm going to share 5 specific things you can add to a glass of water to transform it from simple hydration into a powerful vascular medicine. I will rank them from least powerful to most powerful, the way I rank them in my own kitchen. Stay with me all the way to number 1, because number 1 produced research results that genuinely stunned me when I first read them. And number 3, the middle of the list, is the one almost nobody has heard of, but the science behind it is unmistakable. Before we begin, drop one quick comment for me below. Tell me your age. I read every single one, and it helps me know exactly who is on the other side of these videos. Now let's start at number 5 and work our way up to the most powerful. Number 5, cucumber and fresh mint. This is the simplest possible change, and most people overlook it because it looks like something you would get at a fancy spa rather than something a heart surgeon would recommend. Stay with me, because the science is serious. Cucumbers are unusually rich in a mineral called silica, and silica plays a direct structural role in your blood vessel walls. After the age of 60, your vessel walls become thinner and lose elasticity. They cannot flex the way they used to. Silica helps reinforce the connective tissue that holds those vessels together. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging found that older adults who increased their dietary silica intake showed a 12% improvement in arterial flexibility over a 12-week period. 12% is a meaningful number when even small gains in flexibility translate to better blood pressure regulation and more efficient oxygen delivery. The mint is not just for flavor. Mint contains a natural compound called rosmarinic acid, which acts as a mild vasodilator. It tells your vessels to relax and widen. A study in the journal Phytomedicine demonstrated that rosmarinic acid reduced vascular resistance by approximately 15% in older adults within just 2 weeks of consistent use. To make this properly, slice half a medium cucumber thin, add 10 to 12 fresh mint leaves, and gently crush them between your fingers to release their oils. Drop everything into a pitcher of cold filtered water and let it infuse in the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes. Drink 3 full glasses across the day. The benefits compound the longer you stay consistent. Use organic cucumbers when you can, because most of the silica sits in the skin and you don't want pesticide residue going in with it. Number 4, lemon and raw ginger. This combination has been used in traditional medicine for centuries, but modern cardiology has finally caught up and confirmed exactly why it works for senior circulation. Lemon is one of the richest natural sources of vitamin C, and vitamin C is absolutely essential for the production of a molecule I want every single one of you to know by name: nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is the master switch for your blood vessels. It tells them when to relax and widen, which allows blood to flow freely to your brain, your hands, your feet, and your heart. The problem is that after 60, your body produces significantly less nitric oxide on its own. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults with higher levels of vitamin C had 23% higher nitric oxide availability compared to those with low intake. That gap is the difference between healthy circulation and the kind of sluggish blood flow that causes cold hands, brain fog, and afternoon fatigue. The ginger is where things get even more powerful. Ginger contains compounds called gingerols and shogals that have been shown to reduce platelet aggregation. In plain language, they keep your blood from getting too sticky and clumping together. A clinical trial in the journal Thrombosis Research showed that consuming the equivalent of 2 grams of raw ginger daily produced a 19% reduction in platelet aggregation after 8 weeks. To prepare this, squeeze 1 fresh lemon into a large glass of water. Peel a 1-inch piece of raw ginger and slice it into thin coins. Then let those coins sit in the water for at least 15 minutes. Drink it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach when absorption is highest. Aim for 2 servings a day, 1 morning and 1 afternoon. Number 3. Beetroot juice diluted in water. If there is one drink that has stunned the cardiovascular research community over the past decade, it is beetroot. As a heart surgeon, I would put beetroot in the top 10 most underrated foods for senior heart health. Beets are the richest natural source of dietary nitrates known to medicine, and your body converts those nitrates directly into nitric oxide through a pathway that begins in your mouth and continues in your stomach. The concentration is so high that the effects are measurable within just a few hours of drinking it. A landmark study published in the journal Hypertension found that participants who drank roughly 250 milliliters of beetroot juice experienced a significant drop in blood pressure and a 20% increase in blood flow to their muscles within just 3 hours, not 3 weeks, 3 hours. Another study from the University of Exeter, published in the Journal of Applied Physiology, found that older adults who drank beetroot juice daily for 2 weeks showed a 16% improvement in exercise endurance, directly linked to better oxygen delivery through improved circulation. The reason I dilute beetroot juice in water rather than drink it straight is twofold. First, undiluted beetroot juice can be harsh on an older stomach. Second, spreading the nitrates out over a larger volume of water gives your body a more sustained release rather than one overwhelming spike. Mix about 100 milliliters of pure beetroot juice with no added sugar into a 300 milliliter glass of water. Drink it in the morning, ideally 2 hours before any physical activity. One important note: beetroot can turn your urine reddish for a day. This is completely harmless. It is just the pigment betinin passing through. It is actually a sign that the active compounds are being processed properly. Now let me pause here for a moment. We're more than halfway through, and I want to ask you something. Are you already a beetroot drinker? Or is this the first time someone has explained why a heart surgeon thinks it matters? Tell me in the comments below. I'm genuinely curious what is already in your kitchen and what is new to you. And while you're there, please hit the like button. It is the single fastest way to tell YouTube to show this to more seniors who need to hear it. Number 2. Cayenne pepper in warm water. This one might sound intense, but the research behind it is exceptional, especially for adults over 60 dealing with poor circulation in the legs, hands, and feet. Cayenne pepper contains a compound called capsaicin, the molecule responsible for that warm, burning sensation you feel when you eat spicy food. What most people don't realize is that capsaicin is one of the most potent natural vasodilators ever studied. When capsaicin enters your bloodstream, it triggers the release of 2 neuropeptides, substance P and calcitonin gene-related peptide, that cause your blood vessels to rapidly expand. A clinical study published in the journal Clinical Nutrition found that participants who consumed capsaicin daily for 4 weeks experienced a 26% improvement in peripheral blood flow, meaning blood was reaching their extremities much more effectively. Another study published in the British Journal of Clinical Pharmacology found that capsaicin consumption increased microcirculation, the flow of blood through your tiniest capillaries, by up to 31% in older adults. This matters more than most people realize. Microcirculation is what delivers oxygen directly to your tissues at the cellular level. When microcirculation declines, you get the symptoms most seniors quietly accept as normal aging: numbness in your toes, slow wound healing, skin that bruises too easily. To prepare this tonic, take a large mug of warm water, not boiling, just comfortably warm. Add just 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper powder and stir until it is fully dissolved. This is a very mild starting dose. Over 2 weeks, you can gradually work up to 1/4 teaspoon as your tolerance builds. Drink it once daily, preferably in the morning about 30 minutes before breakfast. If you find the taste too sharp, add a small squeeze of lemon to mellow it out without reducing the effectiveness. One important caution: if you are on any blood-thinning medication like warfarin, Eliquis, Xarelto, or even daily aspirin, please talk with your doctor before starting cayenne. Capsaicin can enhance the effect of those medications. For most healthy adults over 60 who are not on blood thinners, this tonic is a safe and remarkably effective way to push blood into areas of your body that have been slowly losing circulation for years. And now, number 1, Hibiscus Flower Cold Brew. This is the trick that earned the top spot, and once you hear the research, you will understand exactly why. Hibiscus flowers, specifically the dried petals of the Hibiscus sabdorifa plant, contain an extraordinarily high concentration of two classes of compounds called anthocyanins and polyphenols. These work directly on your blood vessels in a way no other natural ingredient I know of can match. When you cold brew the dried petals in water overnight, you extract the maximum amount of these compounds without destroying them with heat. A landmark clinical trial published in the Journal of Human Hypertension studied adults with an average age of 65 who consumed hibiscus water daily for 6 weeks. Their flow-mediated dilation, which is the gold standard measurement for how well blood vessels expand, improved by 44%. 44%. That number stunned the researchers because it rivals the effects of some prescription medications designed specifically for vascular health. A separate study published in the journal Phytotherapy Research found that hibiscus extract reduced arterial stiffness by 17% in older adults over just 4 weeks. Arterial stiffness is one of the primary drivers of poor circulation after 60 because stiff arteries cannot push blood forward the way healthy elastic vessels can. The anthocyanins in hibiscus work by increasing the bioavailability of nitric oxide while also reducing oxidative stress in the endothelial cells that line your arteries, both boosting the signal and cleaning up the damage at the same time. To prepare this properly, take 2 tablespoons of dried hibiscus petals and place them in a large glass jar with 1 liter of cold filtered water. Do not use hot water. Temperatures above 70 degrees Celsius destroy a significant portion of the anthocyanins. Place the jar in your refrigerator and let it steep for at least 8 hours. 12 hours produces the strongest concentration. In the morning, strain out the petals and drink the deep ruby liquid throughout the day, aiming for 3 to 4 glasses. It has a tart, cranberry-like taste. If you need to soften it, add a small amount of raw honey. Dried hibiscus petals are inexpensive. You can find them at health food stores, international grocery shops, or online. A single bag lasts weeks. One important caution again. If you are on blood pressure medication, please talk with your doctor before starting hibiscus, because the effect on your blood pressure can be significant enough that your medication dose may need to be adjusted. Let me bring this together. 5 things you can put in your water to transform it from passive hydration into active vascular medicine. Cucumber and mint for vessel wall strength, lemon and ginger for nitric oxide and blood flow, beetroot for the fastest possible nitric oxide boost, cayenne for microcirculation in your hands and feet, and hibiscus for the deepest restoration of arterial flexibility. You do not need to do all 5. Pick one. Start with the one that sounds right for your body. Build from there as you learn what works. The beauty of this is that none of these require a prescription. None of them are expensive, and every single one is backed by published clinical research that I have cited so you can look it up yourself. Here is what I want you to do tonight. Just one thing. Pick the number that interested you the most, whether it was number 5, number 3, or number 1, whichever felt most relevant to what is happening in your body right now. Tomorrow morning, when you fill your first glass of water, try that one addition. That is it, just 1 glass. Notice how you feel an hour later. Notice how you feel 3 days from now. Your blood vessels have the ability to recover and improve at any age, even after 60, even after 70, even after 80. They have just been waiting for the right support. If this video helped you, please do 2 things for me. First, share it on Facebook right now and tag one person you love who is over 60 and still only drinks plain water. You might be giving them a piece of information that quietly extends their independence by years. Second, please subscribe to this channel. I'm a heart surgeon. I post a new video every week with the kind of practical, evidence-based health information I share with my own patients in clinic. Things people almost never hear in a 15-minute appointment. Subscribe and bring someone you love along for the journey. A quick but important note before we close. Everything I shared today is general health education, based on published medical research. It is not a replacement for personal medical advice. Every person's situation is different, and some of these additions can interact with specific medications, particularly blood thinners and blood pressure pills. Please talk with your own doctor before making any meaningful changes to your routine, especially if you take prescription medications. I am Dr. Marcus Okoro. Take care of those vessels. I will see you in the next video.